Hello beautiful people, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video, you're going to learn how to cut and sew madam blouse, which is also known as Igbo blouse. If this is something you would like to learn, fasten your seatbelt and ride with me. My beautiful first timers, you're welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, what exactly are you waiting for? Just touch that subscribe button for me, okay? And touch the notification bell to get notified each time I post a new video. Let's move into the video. This is a Jorge fabric and it comes with a special material for the blouse. Then we're going to be making use of this doll face, the same color, matching color with the Jorge. This is our hair stay and a light paper stay. The first thing we are going to do is to adapt this full scale basic bodice pattern to a shoulder princess dart bustier. A detailed video on how to draft this particular pattern is on this channel. The next thing we are going to do is to divide the shoulder into two. We'll get the midpoint of the shoulder and then connect to the bust point like so. On the underbust line, starting from the center front, measure and mark the underbust circumference divided by 4. Still on the underbust line, we are going to measure starting from the mark we just placed now on the underbust line. You will measure from there to the end of the front bodice, like so. Let's say you got 2 inches as your answer. Now, these 2 inches will be shared between the 2 dart legs on the underbust line. I will mark the bigger portion towards the side front and the smaller portion towards the center front. I will mark 0.5 inch on the center front like so, and proceed to mark 1.5 inches towards the side front. Now connect the 2 points we just marked down to the blouse length line like so. But before then, let's bring in our curve ruler to connect the 2 marks to the bust points first. Please, I want you to pay close attention to this to see the way I am placing this curve ruler, please. I will proceed to connect the 2 marks down to the blouse length. I'll proceed to label the pattern paper for easy identification. So this is the center front, and the center front should be cut on fold. I repeat, the center front should be cut on fold. While the side front, you'll be cutting 2 pieces for this, okay? At this point, we are going to close the bust dart. But before we do that, we are going to open up the dart leg starting from the blouse length up to the bust point, okay? This is because we need space when we open the bust dart. I'll slash the bust dart open. You can also fold it in instead of slashing, but I prefer to slash it. Please remember to stop at the dart apex when you're cutting through. At this point, please pay close attention and watch carefully to see how I'm going to close this bust dart. I hope you're getting value from this video so far. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and remember to turn on the notification bell to get notified each time I post a new video. I've gone ahead to use a transparent sellotape to hold it down. There is always a little shortage around the bust dart area each time a bust dart is closed. So the next thing you're going to do now is to take your ruler and blend it. I'll go ahead and cut out all the unwanted parts around the waistline, the shaded area. I'll cut it out, then we proceed. Now go ahead and create your neck design. How do you want the neckline to be? Do you want it high, low, circle, round, square? Just be creative around it. My client wants a high neck, so I just used my curve ruler to curve from the original 3 inches neckline, and then I connected using a straight ruler from the shoulder. You can go ahead and cut out your pattern, but sometimes I love to add seam allowance to the side, and to the hem, to the shoulder, and to the armhole. I've added my seam allowance to the necessary places remaining the middle parts of the pattern, and as you can see, I've also cut through the line that is connecting the shoulder to the bust point. Please, if the bust point area is looking pointy, go ahead to blend it properly. We don't want any pointy area at all. Please remember to add your seam allowance to these areas that we cut through. Let's move to the back pattern. Just like we did on the front pattern, we are going to find the midpoint, the middle of this shoulder line. Then we are going to connect it to that apex. The back pattern is now ready to be cut out. Measure and mark your desired back neckline and ensure that the shoulder length is the same with the front bodice. Please, while cutting this on your fabric, remember to add seam allowance on all the parts, and also add your zipper allowance of 1 inch or 1.5 inches. The doll face fabric I showed at the beginning of this video, that's what I'm using as both the lining and the main fabric. And I've gone ahead to place it on fold, and I ironed my interfacing on it. I ironed hair stay on the main one and ironed light paper stay on the lining. As you can see in this video, the center front is on fold. Okay, I placed the center front on fold, and I've gone ahead to add my seam allowance to all the sides. Look at it very well. Watch the video properly. You will see that I've added seam allowances at every corner of this pattern paper. For the back pattern, I placed my fabric the same way I did for the front. The only difference is that the center back has a zipper allowance. It will not be cut on fold. As you can see on the video, there is a zipper allowance, and I've also added allowances to other parts of the pattern. After cutting out all the patterns on fabric, the next important thing you should do is to notch the underbust. Is very important. The underbust, the bust point, very important. Even for the back, I usually notch the waistline and maybe the chest line. That one is not really necessary. The most important one is the front pieces, and I've done that already. Let me show you something. I reduced the length of all the lining fabrics by 1 inch. Okay, I've placed one piece of the side front on my wadding, on the gummy part of the wadding, the shiny part. That is the part that has the gum, and this wadding is not so thick and not so soft. It's just medium. So when you place it, you use either your chalk or a pencil or a pen. You mark out the underbust, the bust points. You see the importance of the notches we placed earlier. I will just trace out the shape of the bust like so. The measurement I'm going to be working with is the nipple to nipple measurement, the bust span. So you measure and mark your bust span divided by 2 plus 0.5. You mark it upwards like this, starting from the bust point like so. Then from the bust point towards the side, you're going to measure the same figure and mark it at that point. Then connect all the points like so. Look at the way I am curving it out. Then from that point, you connect to this one. From this other point, you connect to the under bust point. You can use your curve ruler or your free hand. I actually prefer to use my free hand. I just use this curve ruler for this video. Okay, I see me now. I'm still using my free hand. Okay, I prefer the free hand. It goes well for me. It is time for us to cut out the wording. Cut it out carefully. Please take note of the marks on the body, the under bust mark, and also the mark at the bust point. Okay, so that when you're placing it on your fabric, you will not make the mistake or misplace it. Okay, place the wording on the side front that we use to trace it out. Now place it to match. Let the under bust of the wording match with the under bust of the fabric. Okay, and arrange it properly. I forgot to mention, for this tutorial I'm padding the main fabric, but sometimes I pad the lining, but I'm padding the main fabric here. So I've placed the center front on the wording. I opened it up. Remember, we cut it on fold, so I opened it up on top of the gum part of the wording. So I'll go ahead and trace it out as usual. First and foremost, you mark out the bust point and the under bust. You do the same thing for the other side. After that, you trace out. Also trace out the other part. Then you use the same figure we used while we were cutting the side wording. You place the measurement there, starting from the bust point. You go up by the measurement, your bust span divided by 2 plus 0.5. You mark it there. Then you connect all the lines. When you raise up the center front piece, this is what we will have. So this is what we have, the wording for the center front piece. Just go ahead and connect the 2 points at the under bust area using your straight ruler. Also connect the 2 marks at the upper side. Go ahead and cut it out. As usual, place the shiny part that has the gum on top of the fabric like so, and align the under bust. Very important. Then we'll go ahead and iron all the pieces. I also cut out the wording for the other parts of the side front, and I've ironed all the pieces, and this is what it looks like. It is time for us to start joining. Pick one side front piece and one part of the center front piece. Then place it like so. Just look at the way I am doing it. Match the 2 pieces at the under bust. Very important. Then you can pin down if you're a beginner. Even if you're not a beginner, you can still pin down. Okay, use your pins and pin it down. Then go to your sewing machine and sew 1/2 inch starting from the hip line up to the shoulder. When you're done with that one, you will do the same thing for this other side front. Okay, the same method, the same procedure, the same way. Anything we are doing to the fabric, to the main fabric, we are going to do the same thing to the lining. Anyhow you're sewing the fabric, that's how you will sew the lining. This is how a bustier works. For the sake of the beginners here, I'll just show you how to join it, okay? Starting from the down part, that is the length, starting from the hip line or the blouse length, you start sewing upwards, okay? And make sure you match the under bust and pin it. After joining the two side front pieces to the center piece, this is what we have. As you can see, the bustier is already standing even without ironing yet. I'm going to notch the curved part so that it will relax well when I'm ironing. I will bring in my tailor's ham for the ironing. For the back bodice, there are 4 pieces of fabric that we are going to join. We have 2 center backs and 2 side backs. Okay, the same way we joined the front pieces, we'll go ahead and do the same thing for the back pieces. You will pick 1 center back and 1 side back, and so starting from the hem down up to the shoulder, then you will do the same thing for the other parts as well. I've joined all the back pieces, both the main fabric and the lining. I'm going to set the back pieces aside while we work on the front piece. The next thing I'm going to do is to drape the Jorge blouse material on this front bodice, okay? And I'm going to bring in half of my mannequin to be able to do this. So I placed the front bodice on the mannequin and placed the Jorge fabric on top of the blouse, on top of the front bodice. So basically I'm trying to arrange it. I'm trying to arrange the Jorge fabric on top of that front bodice. So I'll just take my time to arrange the design the way I want it to look at the front. Okay, I'll arrange it properly considering the fact that I've not finished up the neckline, so I'll have to also leave a little space for that around the neck area. Okay, I'm sorry my camera couldn't capture everything. Whenever you're doing a fabric placement like this, you're going to be working with a lot of pins. Okay, anywhere you hold down and you feel it is okay, you pin it down. Sometimes around the under bust area, if you feel that is a little bit puffy and not neat, you have to cut through the design in a way that it will not scatter the design. You cut through and you stitch it back with a hand needle and an invisible thread or a matching color of thread. Also, if the beaded part is touching the armhole area, when you want to sew around the armhole area, you will gently remove the beads around that particular area in a way that it will not scatter the other designs around that. You know that a Jorge fabric is usually soft and expensive, so you don't have any choice than to handle it with care. Do you get? This is one of the methods of making a madam blouse without scattering the design of the Jorge. In my next Madam Blouse video, I'm going to be showing you guys the second method. Only if you drop a comment below. If you don't, I will not show you. After you're done pinning it down and you're satisfied with the placement you've made, we take it to the sewing machine to attach it to the fabric. We are going to be sewing the sides round it up to the neck and to the other side, so that the George fabric will be attached to the front bodice as one piece. This is what it looks like after attaching it to the front bodice. If you look at the neck area, you will see that the design did not get up to that neck area. This is because I am yet to turn the neck with the lining. Then follow the shape of the front bodice and trim out all the excess fabrics around it. The next thing I will do is to use the lining to turn the neck area, the sides and the hem of the front bodice. I will do that and show you. So this is what it looks like after doing all that. Isn't it beautiful? Our blouse is coming together. Look at the inside. So neat and clean and beautiful. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the back bodice. I'll show you. So this is the back bodice. I've also done everything. Look at how neat it is inside and outside. Everything I did for the front, I did it at the back as well. So I have joined the zipper allowance together. This is my method of fixing zip. You join it together first, iron it open. You iron it open, then I will use my seam ripper to open up the seam and separate the two pieces. So the next step is to join the shoulder, and you're going to place your front and back bodies right side facing each other, the right side of front facing the right side of back. Then you bring the shoulder of the front and the shoulder of the back and place it together this way, lining to lining and fabric to fabric. You will do the same thing to the other parts of your shoulder, okay? And then you go and sew it using 0.5 inch. And yes, I have fixed my zipper, and the next thing we are going to do now is to shape the blouse. I'm so sorry, my camera didn't capture this part, but I promise you in my next blouse video I'm going to show you how to shape. Okay, so go ahead and use your measurements to shape the blouse on the two sides. My client wants a long sleeve for her blouse, and this is the remaining George fabric. I'm going to use it to cut out the sleeve, and I already have a long sleeve pattern. A detailed video on how to draft this long sleeve pattern is on this channel. I'm going to drop the link to this video in the description box and in the comment section. After fixing the sleeves, I made a little rose that I would attach on one part of the shoulder to give it a very nice classy look. Very soon I'm going to be dropping a detailed video on how to cut and properly sew a flounce on this channel. So if you want to see it when I post it, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notified each time I post a new video. Oh yeah, check out my gorgeous client. I love the way she styled her outfit. We have come to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.